Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am.
Done, you're a doctor, see?
Yes, sir.
Done on pediatrics and obstetrics and community medicine from
Yes, sir.
Osmania Medical
Graduation
College.
in certain, sir.
Are you practicing now or
No, sir. Right now, I am completely into preparations.
into preparation? For how long have you been preparing for civils exam?
From 2019, I have
Okay.
finished my graduation, sir.
What
It's
does the
my-
name Srija means what?
Sir, Srija means epitome of grace, sir.
Oh, nice. I did not know that. Right. I was thinking Srija means maybe Sri is, I thought maybe wealth kind of a thing. Anyway. So, what's your option for civil services?
Sir, I opted for medical sciences only. As
Oh,
well.
good, good. There must be very few people who are appearing in medical sciences, right?
Yes, sir.
Do they get selected? I mean, what is that your opinion? Have you seen any of your seniors
Yes.
getting selected?
Yes, sir. There are
Doctors.
quite few.
Okay. Pediatrics is a very, very important branch of medicine actually. You are from Andhra Pradesh. Can you mention me any schemes on which have been introduced to bring down maternal mortality or infantile death, these kind of things,
Sir, I'm
in your
from,
state or in a national level?
I'm from Telangana, sir. And the most important scheme I could recall would be KCR kit. Where there was focus on postnatal hygiene, which is a very important thing for both mother as well as child, sir, as well as the central government schemes also, which are being implemented in our state. For example, Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, Janni Shisu Suraksha Yojana, and
So what are the components in these schemes? Is there any monetary benefit or what kind of benefits are being given?
yes, sir. In Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana, along with Janni Suraksha Yojana, they do provide monetary benefits, and that comes under the legal aspect of
Okay.
National Food Security Act also, sir.
Okay. How KSR Kids scheme is different from this?
Sir, KCR kit, apart from generally schemes are based on monetary benefits, but then KCR kit is one which has a specialty of providing the new mother the kind of necessities like physical necessities like for example the sari as well as the towel and also the mosquito net.
What
which
is the kind of
most important.
postnatal care given for the mothers in our country, I mean, through medical systems?
What kind of
Postnatal care are given? They're giving.
Sir, in government setup or the private setup?
Government setup, please.
In government setup, it would be firstly iron and folic acid, sir, because we have a huge problem of anemia.
Okay.
So that is one which is continued for postnatally for 100 days, and also and also there are certain morbidities which mother faces during the time of pregnancy. For example, can be the issue of blood pressure, high blood pressure, or gestational diabetes. All
Okay.
these things would be monitored postnatally, sir.
Okay.
And when considered for the baby, it would be finding
Srija,
out-
did you just, did you practice for any time or just join for the exam immediately after graduation?
I have worked as an intern, sir, as a part
Okay.
of my graduation in
Okay.
Uspania General Hospital, St. Mary Hospital.
Now let's get into this present, corona epidemic. What are the vaccines that are being developed in India?
Sir, the Covishield vaccine as well as Covaxin.
Do you have any other collaborations with other countries in developing these vaccines, our industries?
Yes, sir. The Reddy's laboratory, Dr. Reddy's laboratory, has been collaborating with the Russia Sputnik 5, and there are quite few. Sir.
Why is this virus is called novel coronavirus?
Novel coronavirus, because the coronavirus is a normal virus which was already present, sir. But then this strain has different genetic composition.
In that case, normally, a vaccine is taking a lot of amount of time. Sometimes it takes 20 years to develop a vaccine.
Yes, sir.
How do I believe in this vaccine now?
So one important thing is its fatality as well as morbidity, sir. And it had, and also the technologies which we have developed.
So what are the technologies that have been developed to generate the vaccines quickly?
Sir, the genetic engineering techniques, the biosafety labs which we have.
What are the genetic engineering techniques, specific techniques that are used?
Sir, one would be the CRISPR-Cas9 kind of technology, sir, where the selective gene, which is responsible for.
Has this been sequenced fully, this virus now?
There are there is a database of this genetic information of this coronaviruses.
See, my basic question is this. When virus is attenuated, that is given as a vaccine, right? When you have not understood full profile of a virus, the interactions with the human beings, that's where all this imagination is coming that a vaccine is safe or not. How far governments are justified in introducing a vaccine, which I believe, in my personal opinion, is not fully explored.
So one thing the government can justify is the technologies have evolved quite to a level that 20 years, which was 100 years before, can be within 1 year now. And the second thing, sir, those technologies have helped us to identify the specific component which can induce immunity with a higher efficacy. So when these two things are present,
what are these components?
Components such as
in this novel coronavirus, what are the different components that are specifically identified to develop a vaccine quickly?
So the spike proteins, as well as the genes which are responsible for the addition of this coronavirus, and also it can be the attenuated variant where the complete virus is inactivated, as well as the genetic complete RNA of the virus is also being given.
What is the kind of treatment that's being given now once virus is attacked? What kind of medicines are prescribed now? How long one has to get treated?
Yes, sir. That is based on the severity, sir.
Okay.
Mild, moderate and severe. When the patient is identified mild based on criteria such as the respiratory rate or the pleural effusion which he is going to get. Based on that, he'll be given, if it is mild case, then hydroxychloroquine or going for azithromycin kind of drugs along with home isolation with increasing proper food to improve the immunity is one, sir. And then moderate and severe, they also go for steroids.
Okay, let's get into academic side of financial side or academic side of this disease now. What are the various measures taken by central government to buffer people or different livelihoods or different business sectors? What kind of measures has been taken government on a financial scale?
Yes, sir. On financial scale, one is the PM street vendor scheme, where 10,000 rupees of money would be given at once to the street vendors to support their livelihoods. And also, sir,
Srija, if you look into Mr. Biden when he came, I think he has announced some $1.3 trillion kind of a package for the country. It's about 40 crores population.
Yes,
compared to that, where are we? How much government has spent in terms of billions of dollars or whatever it is?
So exactly in terms of absolute number, I may not.
Approximately, give a guess. Where are we?
Sorry, sir, I can't comment.
Right. So apart from street vendor scheme, what are the other schemes they have done?
Then the other one is for MSMEs, emergency credit line guarantee scheme, and even for farmers, it has started Kisan Rails, and for also it has given for common man. The government has been vocal about extending the moratorium, which is the biggest problem for the common man or.
Have they given anything for daily sustenance for the people?
Daily sustenance in terms of food and direct benefit transfers. They have extended the free benefits of public distribution system.
This direct benefit of transfers, yes, what are the various modes it's getting transferred? Some apps, are you aware of?
No, sir. Sorry.
Direct benefit of cash transfer. There is an app given by Government of India. What is that app? There is a right. Okay, sir.
See, Srija, you are into community medicine, right?
Yes, sir.
Currently, what is the status of India with the number of doctors per capita?
Sir, it is 1:1456, sir, as per 2020 science.
Okay. Are we, in that case, in terms of community medicine, are we at a high risk, low risk or medium risk?
Sir, WHO has proposed 1:1000 as a criteria, sir. So, we are in a poor ratio in that sense.
Yeah, no? And recently, you know that alternative medicine, medical qualified people have been, there's a proposal to give them access to high level surgeries.
Yes, sir.
in your MBBS section. What is your opinion on that?
Sir, one is not completely agreeing to it, because certain things have to be developed, and there is no proper blueprint also of giving such a high-end surgical procedures to the Ayush doctors or various Ayush doctors, sir. But saying the same, I would also say that when there is a deficiency of doctors as well as surgeons, then utilizing certain kind of alternative medical systems would also be beneficial. For example, the Ayurvedic surgeons also have the skill and expertise, and they have been working in this sector quite large for a few years. Then why not we also add the allopathic techniques to the Ayurvedic surgeon and utilize their services till the time we increase the number of doctors. So I think that is the major reason why government has proposed this change, sir, for in regards to surgery.
In your point of view, what is your opinion on commercialization of medicine in India?
Sir, in my point of view, commercialization in any sector is something which is not agreeable, and per se to the health sector, it is far more disagreeable, sir, because health is such a kind of thing which is a basic right for every person, and it is also expected from the side of health personnel by the public that he or she is expected to be more empathetic, more compassionate, and less commercial in that side. So trying to get perks but also maintaining certain limit by maintaining one's moral values is something which we need to balance in our sector.
Because your own junior doctors have been consistently protesting compulsory rural service,
Yes,
and they've been at loggerheads with state governments.
yes, sir.
Now, is that because of the commercial nature of the access, or is that because some other reason?
Sir, I don't think it is the commercial reason behind. There is a commercial reason behind it, sir, because one, there have been poor rural healthcare infrastructure. In spite of we sending the doctors to the rural healthcare centers, we can't guarantee that the healthcare systems are going to be proper there, because it is not just the doctor who is going to give the treatment. It is also the paramedical staff. Along with that, the diagnostics should be proper, and even the drugs which we provide should be of good standard and be available at the health centers also. So just focusing on sending the doctors to rural healthcare centers cannot solve the issue, sir, in a complete way.
So as a medical officer, how are you going to improve the health of the below poverty line people?
Ma'am, as a health medical officer, in respect to any PHC, first thing I can ensure the effectivity of its working. For example, making it a point that attendance of all the paramedical staff is to the point. I can monitor it, ma'am. And the second thing, I can stand as an example by myself, working to the point like 9 to 4 and being available at call at times where the staff may be in requirement. And the third thing, also I can engage the local groups, ma'am, like there are ASHA workers, there are ANMs, and who are the major ground for healthcare sector, preventive healthcare sector, which forms a huge foundation for the healthcare sector per se. So I can engage them in a more productive way by increasing the health education in the population. Because once the person is educated regarding the problems, I don't think he or she needs an assistance for going towards a healthcare personnel or technical personnel.
How do you improve the health of the mother and child below poverty line?
Ma'am, at the
death rates are very high in rural areas where, you know, in the tribal areas, they don't get medical aid because they have to carry long miles, and when they reach the spot, sometimes mother's life may be in danger or the baby may be dead. How do you cater to them as a medical officer?
Ma'am, one thing, I can work with the local groups by arranging certain very basic things like going for an auto, taking the assistance of an NGO to buy an auto, which can even increase the livelihoods of the people, local people. At the same time, also facilitate the transport of mothers. And also the second thing is making it a point that once the pregnancy, once they conceive, their registrations are made, and time to monthly the workers like ANMs or the staff nurses can be engaged in calling them and asking them regarding their health, and once when they come near to the delivery date, then I can make it a point that my direct presence or the direct presence of the local healthcare worker like Asha to assist her during the time of delivery.
See, it's all theoretical which you talk about it, but practically, see, we have got independence since 1947.
Yes.
Still, the things are not at all improved. But still, what is your role going to be played if you become an IAS officer?
Ma'am,
I want concrete example, not just theory. Tomorrow, if you become IAS officer, I may contact you. The question which I asked you may be implemented when not, I can question you.
Ma'am, if I am an IAS officer, then surely I'll have lots of connections. Then I'll take the help of those connections, for example, the NGOs as well as the local political administration. All those funds I can engage in providing the transport facilities, ma'am. Because a single auto can suffice such kind of needs instead of an ambulance.
Srija, why referring to autos? Don't you have ambulances available in government sector now? Is there something called ambulance services have been brought in?
Yes.
104, 108. I mean, how do you improve that? No, NGO is not an answer for everything. Your government, if you are a collector, you have a lot of machinery under you. There is a health department under you. Because you are a doctor, how do you improve the efficiency of the services there? What are the gaps you see in the services now? Medical services. How do you improve? One thing is that you said morale has to be improved. What are the infrastructural improvements that are required in delivery of services, institutional deliveries?
So one thing is the ambulance availability. We do have ambulances, but then they are not in proper condition at times. Probably the drivers who are engaged in them also, they start doing some other jobs because there is no proper monitoring mechanism at the very basic level of PHC also. That two things can be corrected by the local staff, sir. So making a point that such kind of negligence is something very wrong because it just doesn't deny his duty.
Do you think our primary health centers have penetrated better? There need to be more numbers of them. There is an A&M sub-center. Are you aware of that?
Yes,
How are they functioning?
Sir, A&M and sub-center, they do function, sir, but then there are certain problems.
This
like
is what
timings.
your member is asking. How you work as a doctor to improve the services?
One is maintaining the timings, sir. The timings which they are allotted to work.
There is no proper person to monitor it. Everything is available. There's a monitoring is lacking about it. See, when you read the newspapers, see on TV, how people are facing a lot of hazards in their life. It's real practice. What the IAS officers are doing, because just becoming an IAS officer is not, but you should reach out to the common man. That is your duty of it. As a citizen of it. That's what as a medical officer, you can do wonderful things for the health of the people.
One thing I thought of was if at all I will be an IAS officer, I myself can visit PHCs at times. Like during my holidays, like Saturday or Sunday, I can spend my 2 to 3 hours of time in the PHC identifying the loopholes.
Do you think you'll have holidays as an IAS officer? As a district collector you're talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think you have holidays?
Whenever I think I can make time, sir,
Yes.
because I have passion to revamp the healthcare sector.
Yep.
In that sense, I would finish off my daily duties, which I am expected to be, then also focus on this other major ones.
Okay.
So you being a woman, you can understand the problems of women, you can reach out more,
Yes.
then people will be happy to have such a IAS officer in their area. So that's what we should always concern about human beings rather than money. Okay.
Yes, Srija. And your classical singer?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is your favorite singer?
Ma'am, I do sing. I sing old Telugu movie songs as well as classical songs, ma'am. In movie genre, it is
Classical.
in classical Bala Krishna, sir. Mangalampalli Bala.
Can you sing a song? Singing is your hobby, right?
Yes.
Singing classical music.
Classical or from movie song.
Classical is better things. Some people so relaxed.
So, song for relaxation. Ma'am is asking. Song for relaxation.
It's not for me, but there are
I'll sing one song which I sing for my relaxation. Lali, 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 Bhatapatra Saiki Varahala Lali, Rajiva Netruniki Ratanala Lali, Muripala Krishnuniki Muripala Krishnuniki Mutyala Lali, Jagamelu Swamiki Pagadala Lali, Vatapatra Saiki Varahala Lali, Rajiva Netruniki Ratanala Lali, 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 Lali.
Okay, Srija. You are from Warangal, right? Can you name some UNESCO World Heritage Sites from Warangal?
Ma'am, they are planning for working for Ramappa, and the other one would be Thousand Pillar Temple.
Are they planning or they already got it?
They are working for it.
Can you tell what's the credential of Ramappa Temple to become UNESCO World Heritage Site?
Ma'am, it is one basic and the most important thing is it is named after the sculptor who has made it, ma'am. So in that way, it is giving importance to the value system which we hold. And second thing is there is also a say that the bricks which they use float on water. That is also one differential thing. And also the sculptures, ma'am. They also beautify the historical. They represent the historical importance.
What is the Kakatiya model of rainwater harvesting?
Kakatiyas have made it a point that the chain of tanks, identifying that we are based on the Deccan region. Kakatiyas have made it a point that they make a chain of tanks, ma'am, so that the water which is collected, which cannot penetrate deeper, so that would create an issue of groundwater crisis. That could be instead be utilized as a surface water resource and could help the farmers as well as meet our drinking demands.
What is the significance of Warangal in India's cultural history? Explain.
Yes, ma'am.
Significance of Warangal in India's cultural history.
Ma'am, one is the Rani Rudrama Devi from the Kakatiyas. She is one who represents the greatness of a woman as a ruler, because we have very few rulers in Indian history who are women and as brave as her. And the second thing is, as you said, ma'am, the UNESCO World Heritage Sites, they also hold huge importance in terms of values in terms of representing our culture.
You studied MBBS,
Yes,
and now you are choosing civil services. I think in these times, being a doctor is more significant, relevant and important than becoming a civil servant. What we have seen from last 1 year and the experience and the increase of MMR rates, 33% increase of MMR rates, all these things. So how do you support you taking up civil services, leading your medical profession?
Ma'am, this is one drive which made me to choose the civil services also, because I have identified that the healthcare sector is divided into two. One, the preventive healthcare sector, and the other is curative healthcare sector. As a doctor, I can limit my
Have you
abilities.
drafted your accident repeating the same year? Have you drafted it?
Ma'am, yes ma'am, many a times, because I do it daily as a point to motivate myself to study.
Just tell me answers right from your hand. What motivated you after studying MBBS to take civil services? I think that medical profession is best for you.
Ma'am, I was one who was very passionate about sciences, and I have been good in academics also, planning to become a very good doctor. But then I even noticed that my abilities also suit to be a good administrator, because my expertise in medicine could help me to be a good administrator in healthcare sector, as well as other related sector. For example, health is not just isolated, ma'am. It is one which is linked with other departments. If diarrhea is a problem, there is very important. It is a very important thing that.
Then shall we make all doctors IAS officers? Shall we make all doctors in India to get into civil services?
Ma'am, that is one's personal choice, ma'am. We can't force all the people.
You are telling that if you get diarrhea, getting to to solve the problem, getting civil services. I wish to make all doctors in civil services.
Ma'am, if they do agree, then I don't think that is a problem.
We don't have any problem.
Basically, there are some three ingredients getting into civil services. The candidate's objective, that is power, stature and service. So being in medical profession, as one said, you are already into a very potential service-oriented job. The second one is the stature, and you have a social stature as already. Being a medical professional. And the third one is the power. Power, nowadays it is completely digitally driven. So we are the civil servants, mostly now only the executors and not having a lot of scope for service. So in this scenario, can you justify your objective of choosing civil service?
Yes, sir. One is that though the government sector is getting into digital mode, but then there are very basic problems which need certain field level experts or certain technical expertise to work on, sir. For example, if we take the healthcare sector itself, the issue of absenteeism or the issue of drug related the issue of inavailability of drugs or the issue of increasing maternal mortality just because of certain very basic things that they don't follow certain sterile techniques during the operations and all. Those kind of things are something which the person who is well versed with the sector can understand. So for that, that would be my major counter argument for the.
You completed your medicine, is it right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the little bit different area. Say, right now and in future, the polling is going on 5 states, is it right? How would you analyze the campaigning pattern of different political systems in the different states?
Sir, I don't have a very good knowledge regarding to comment on this issue.
You
Sir,
cannot comment. What all we are observing from last 10, 15 days or 20 days, we can speak on that. Campaigning pattern
is
Tamil
right.
Nadu politics, Kerala politics.
Assam,
Speak.
West Bengal, like that, is it right? Okay.
So one could be the pattern of coalition politics where the national parties are uniting with the state level regional parties in order to secure the seat strength. And the second thing is going more regional and going for more freebies in terms of getting the populistic, in order to get the mandates. And the other thing is also going like vocal for local. The leaders started going more regional in terms of identifying the problems of the people. Like they are focusing more on the cultural aspect rather than the actual problems which are present in the states. So these 3 things I could argue.
So Tamil Nadu got in one of the parties contesting in the present Tamil Nadu elections, is it right? They declared their manifesto. According to their manifesto, each and everything will be offered at free of cost to each and family, is it right? Do you support this kind of manifesto?
So firstly, anything which is provided and free does have a certain bad effects, sir. Because one thing, it makes a person lazy. We can't make our huge population, which is expected to work for our nation as well as for themselves, to lose their abilities by depending on government completely, because the government may change. and but the livelihoods need to be very stable for the person to prosper. And the second thing is such kind of adopting for free products would also make the person lose his identity as a voter, because that is one's right to choose a person as a representative. Also, is something which he has to get for no such offers to be made. Sir. Such kind of scenarios will also have a bad impact for will stand as a bad example in the future, or in the future as well as in the society.
See, now, in all 5 states, do you feel that each and every political party allotted the seats for female candidates in their respective states?
Sir, I don't think they would have allotted proportionately, sir.
Why?
Because one, there is no proper representation of the women at the very level of local governments itself. Because in spite of we having a reservation in the local government state, it is quite often heard that the Sarpanch party trend, as well as the ineffectivity with which the women have been working because of the over dependence on men, because we have introduced such kind of reservation without empowering the women. Because just giving power to a woman cannot empower a woman, sir. It also needs the woman to be empowered with the rationality to look the world, the knowledge to handle the situations, and also the empathy and the basic motive to serve the population also. So,
see, in the Telangana state, recently, government has taken decision to raise the retirement age of the present employees, is it right? Raising up to 61 years. But at the same time, youth, particular unemployed of the Telangana state, they feel that recruitment is not up to the level. Is it right? Which side you support and why?
yes, sir. This kind of argument has been there quite few years also.
Practically, I want practical, not assumptions.
Yes, sir.
No.
One is the COVID-19 pandemic issue, sir. The financial strain, not just on the center, but is also on the state. But it is also on the
No,
state
no, the
level.
question is, recently you have seen an unemployed by committing suicide in Telangana.
Yes,
And unemployed youth are really waiting for job opportunities. On the other side, government raised the
Retirement age.
retirement age. How do you understand this paradox? How do you explain this?
Yes. Which side you want? Which side you want support and why?
Sir, I'll go with the government this time, because the fiscal strain which is present on the government by providing pensions as well as provident funds at this point of time.
Would you support the same decision? Suppose I cut down civil service post to 200 only at this point of time, and extend all IAS officers, IPS service by another 5 years. Would you support it?
Sir, then it would be a stress to the. In that scenario, 200 officers, it is expected that every year.
You need to take a stand. Why aren't you taking a stand?
So, no, sir, I wouldn't support.
Then how can you support this decision?
You are supporting the government side, is it right? Explain.
Because the persons who are living at this age, at this time, are also huge in number. Probably the same bureaucrats are not to the similar number.
The problem is burning at one side. Other side, youth, some people, they are committing suicide, is it right? Then in this case, what government has to do?
Sir, one thing is looking at the scenario. If it is government sector cannot provide huge employment opportunities, because it itself started going for disinvestment and starting focusing on more towards the social care sector. So probably giving free hand to the private sector in order to develop more employment opportunities would be one thing, sir. As well as when there is such kind of financial strain, then increasing a 2 to 3 year time period for the officials who have already been working as well as experience is also something which the government can take a stand on. And
Because
I asked.
You are from medicine. So how we have a problem of variety and also the market product.
produced. They have been producing. One is attenuated viral vaccine, and the other thing is using the adenovirus vaccine and adding the genetic composition of COVID-19 vaccine. The other thing is subunit vaccine, sir, where the spike proteins are used to raise the immunity. Sorry, sir, I am unable to recall.
Being from medicine, you are supposed to viral vector. What is
I didn't know this.
chimpanzees virus will be taken and attenuated and
Pfizer is an mRNA vaccine, sir.
Really. And your communication skills, English is good and all that. There is no need to vacillation. Sometimes you have to take a stand. When member is asking you to your opinion, you must give your opinion. So, that kind of vacillation is quite concerned. As long as you are not too radical in your opinions, it's better to express your opinion and defend that opinion. Otherwise, it's been good, and I find you to be good, and all the best to you. And of course, nobody will ask you so many questions from medical field. We all ask you in medical field, unfortunately.
Except to myself.
So you should thank him. And
you have to raise your voice little bit, is it right? And try to develop the subjects in other fields also. The second time, right? Try to focus on this. I felt that all sirs, madams are focusing on the medical field only. Is it right? So that's why you are supposed to focus in all spheres. Then you will be in a position to give the answer for any question. Is it right?
Srija is a grace. Please smile. And then when you said classical music, be prepared on different kinds of classical music. What are the different gharanas? Who are the classical singers? 2-3 classical singers you should say. Why only Bala, Krishna? Present guys are there. Okay. And what are the different traditions in classical music? I will prepare. It's good.
Right. Okay.
The rural medical service again, I mean, you just said lack of infrastructure, so doctors don't
That's a
want to
very
go.
stock question you will get as a doctor in an interview. Community medicine, rural, these kind of things.
If you want solution, 2008 to 2018, read the Tamil Nadu healthcare sector.